we need them. We desperately need them sometimes. Strategies, I'm talking about. Strategies for living. So are you ready? Are you ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
I am very ready today.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry? Well, that's great. We're in the perfect place for that.
Yeah, we are. Hey, folks. Welcome into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome into another edition of Strategies for Living. I'm Dr. David McMillan. She is psychotherapist Lauren Leon McMillan, ELPC. And we are in a very, very special place today.
A legendary, a historic
place. Yes, yeah. I hear an echo in here.
Cool.
We are at the legendary Fertitta's Delicatessen today. We're actually recording this, so don't run down here right now because you won't find us here. But we're recording.
The magic of radio.
The magic of radio, that's right. And we do, not only are we broadcasting from a legendary location, we have a legendary guest and life strategist today. Actually, two of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agatha Fertitta McCall, who many, if you go into Fertitta's, you know Agatha.
Yes, you do.
And if you've been into Fertitta's, in the last couple of years, you know Patrick Fertitta. And they're our life strategists today. And you know, Lauren, I absolutely love, you and I both love to feature Shreveport legends, Shreveport authors, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you know what Agatha's done, don't you?
What has she done?
She has written a book. And it's
she
called,
certainly could on the life she's lived.
Yeah.
And the tales in this place alone.
The tales that can be told, right?
If walls could talk, right?
And actually, we're not going to get the walls to talk today.
We might.
But I think we're going to get Agatha and Patrick talking a little bit today. And these walls are going to tell some tales. I can remember being in Jesuit high school and coming down here and getting my very first Muffy.
Oh, man.
I remember Mr. Sam. And I think, and I remember the getting my Muffy, getting my potato chips, getting my short Coca-Cola out of the old red ice box that, oh man, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. And then, all the years in radio when we would have people come in, we would always bring them to Fertitta's.
Of course.
I mean, it's just that kind of place.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited that we're going to be talking to Patrick and to Agatha today. And I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about Sicilian Soul Food. And this coming Saturday, there's a special event coming up. We're going to talk about that. All of that is on taps here on Strategies for Living today. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you being with us, and we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, and Azalea Cleaners, and Pintail Roofing, and Learning RX, and the Balanced Life Wellness Center. Back in a moment to meet our life strategist, Agatha Fertitta McCall and Patrick Fertitta today, right here on Strategies for Living. Stay right where you are. Buckle your seatbelt. Come back with us here on Strategies.
Hi, this is Jay Merle for Pintail Roofing. Let's talk about quality. When you hire Pintail to build your roof, here's what you can expect. Quality and quality control are the most important concerns for us at Pintail, and you need to know that Pintail stands tall with swift and professional performance on any warranty call. This is our most important policy. And remember, we're your neighbors. We'll be here for you for the long haul. Our family's lived here for over 100 years, and we aren't going anywhere. On the commercial side of Pintail's business, our fluid-applied roofing solutions can save thousands of dollars over conventional commercial roofing options. Call Pintail at 226-ROOF for a free inspection of your home or commercial building. That's 226-7663. Pintail Roofing. What's the condition of your roof?
And welcome in. Welcome into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome into Strategies for Living. David McMillan here, Lauren Leon McMillan there. Let's welcome in our very special life strategist. Agatha Fertitta McCall is a Shreveport, Louisiana native. Got some deep roots in the community. She is the proud owner of Fertitta's Delicatessen for over 4 decades. She has not only served up the iconic Muffy that we all love, the Muffy sandwich, but also countless memories in generation after generation after generation of locals. Agatha, welcome to Strategies for Living.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm glad you're here. And, you know, he's been a life strategist before. This is old hat for him, the Reverend, and he is a legend in and of himself,
right? Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
All of the you got here and started cooking up all kinds of special stuff. Patrick Fertitta, welcome back to Strategies for Living.
Welcome back.
Glad to have you both here.
Yeah.
So, first of all, let's get this out of the way. Happy birthday, Agatha.
Happy birthday.
This coming Saturday is your 75th year.
And we are so thankful that
Oh,
you graced
man.
the planet and in our area.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to be here.
So there's going to be a celebration this Saturday, and I'm going to say this a few times because everybody's invited to your birthday party.
Absolutely.
And book signing.
Absolutely.
You've written a book. And I'm so excited to talk about that today. So this Saturday, October the 5th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., everybody knows where Fertitta's is, but tell them, Patrick.
Yeah, it's down near downtown Shreveport, 1124 Fairfield Avenue.
Right.
Just at the bottom of Fairfield Hill. You can't miss us. We're the only thing down here, big 2-story brick building.
There you go. And, you know, if you have not had a Muffy lately, well, what's
Where have
stopping
you been?
Where have you been? Come on down. But now, Saturday, there's going to be the book signing. Going to have cake.
Yes.
No Muffies on Saturday.
No.
Because we can't make you work
Exactly.
on your birthday.
Exactly.
But you do want as many people here as will celebrate. Come and celebrate the history of this wonderful facility.
Yes.
And, you know, you want people to join. That's just the kind of person you are.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Just sharing and loving. And you know, I love the title, Sicilian Soul Food, A Legacy of Love. Yeah, you make great sandwiches, but you
It's
love
more
on
than
your
a sandwich.
customers too,
I
don't you?
do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is also home, huh? Yeah. What you grew up
Upstairs.
upstairs above the store?
Yes.
Yeah. I, as I said in the opening, I remember I attended Jesuit High School, 1974 graduate. So we just celebrated our 50th, reunion this past summer. And I, as far as I remember, my first Muffy was, I think, we had a day where it was testing or whatever, so we got out early. So there were a number of us that said, well, yeah, let's go get something to eat. And this was the place. And it was my very first time. And, just thinking about that is just kind of magical. I remember your dad and behind the counter.
Yes.
And back in those days, it still looked very much. This is 1972 or 73, somewhere along in there. It very much looked like a grocery store that had some tables set up that you could eat in.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when did the transformation come that that you truly got fully into the restaurant?
About the 1990s, we decided, I made a big decision that I wanted to do in-house catering.
Ah.
And so I really needed the space.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
to put tables and everything out. So that's when we mainly, took the shelving units out and kind of phased out the food, part of it where that we were selling, like,
Right.
import foods and stuff like that.
Right.
And I started catering, and that was a can of worms. It was so difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
It was very hard, but I had a lot of fun doing it. Met a lot of wonderful people. We had weddings down here. We had
Wow.
We had a christening. Party christening.
Right. Right.
We did everything, but didn't have a. We didn't have a bar mitzvah.
Okay,
Always
well.
kind of would like to have had that. But
You
we
did a
even had
divorce party.
There you go.
We did. We had a
love
divorce
it.
party, and the gentleman is still coming here to eat. Now, I don't know where his ex-wife is, but
I'm not even going to ask
Yeah,
if
I
she
was gonna say
attended
we
that.
don't
I'm
wanna
going
know.
to stay away from there.
yeah, it was interesting, but we've had a lot of fun in this building.
Agatha, what was it like growing up here? I mean, your brother Mickey, your brother Joe. Lots of people know Mickey Fertitta, Joseph Fertitta. You guys grew up in this very neighborhood. What was that like for you as a little one growing up over
Well-
the store, if you will?
Well, it was, as I write about it in my book, it was interesting. We used to stay open very late in the evenings,
Yeah.
and my brother Joe was the one that would help me because I was 7 years younger than him.
Right.
And he was the one that always took care of me when Mom and Daddy were in the store working, waiting, on the customers. And
Right.
So it was interesting, and I write in my book about how I played hopscotch in the front of the store because there was nowhere to play. I didn't really have
Sure.
a neighborhood. you know.
Sure.
But and Patrick, growing up here, also he made some friends when there was a neighborhood. He made friends, and they used to play.
Well, the
ball.
neighborhood had kind of dwindled by
Dwindled,
that time, so
yeah.
there was just a few kids around our
Yeah.
age. But we would
Yeah.
play baseball on the parking lot.
On the parking lot.
We would,
Like kids.
Do
in-
what you do.
try
Yeah,
not to
we
hit the
did.
customers' cars. But,
Yeah, try not to. Yeah, you do your best. Do the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of beautiful memories here. I
Sure.
get teased a lot of Mayor Tommy Chandler from Dozier.
TC. Yeah.
I've known him for years, but
Me
he'll,
too.
he'll come in and he'll eat and he'll say, "Come on and come to Bossier," and I'll say, "If I could pick this building up," but I can't, so I'm staying.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Of course, the property that Cobb's Barbecue, another historic place, used to be in, that lot's available. So maybe Tommy and I can get together and work on things.
Fertitta's Part 2. over
Yeah,
there.
there you go. There you go.
Yes, but there's so many memories here. I just can't imagine ever leaving this place
Yeah.
until the Lord decides to take me home.
Yeah.
That's it.
I after having that first Muffy, and thinking back to that, it's surreal for me because, full disclosure, folks, my grandson, one of my grandsons, is Sam Fertitta.
Right.
That's right.
Married, my daughter married Mickey's son, and they had Sam in Sicily, and so, I was thinking about that the other day, Patrick and Agatha, when we knew we were coming, and I was thinking back to laying with Sam in his bed,
Right.
which is your dad's
It's Sam
old,
Fertitta's bed.
it's Sam's bed. And I remember the conversation that Sam and I were having about how special, because we were laying there and we were talking about the bed, because it's a beautiful piece of furniture.
Yes.
And we were talking about how special it was for him to be able to be in his great-grandfather's bed every evening, And so it's just kind of surreal.
It is. It is. That's beautiful. I
Yeah.
love that. Yes.
Yeah.
It is because, that's kind of how I feel about being here. You know, it's just memories, and like Lauren was saying, if walls could talk, you know, we'd have some beautiful stories coming.
Oh, we're going to
telling
get some
us.
stories out of you today.
You can feel it. You can feel the love.
Yeah. When did you decide I got to write a book? Has this been bubbling for a little while?
It has.
Or is it kind of, did it come all of a sudden? How long has this been? How long have you been turning over? I'm gonna write Sicilian Soul Food.
Oh gosh, it's for many years. I always just thought my life was a unique life, and I wanted to share that. And I really, it was just bubbling over inside of me to do this. I really did want to, and didn't know where to begin. And I'll tell you a quick story about a lady who was one of my customers, and she came in one day, and I was telling her about it. And this has been many years ago.
Right.
And she brought me a little tape recorder thing down, and she said, "I'm going to start you off with it here." She says, "Take this tape recorder and start recording."
Yeah.
And I started so many times, and it was just nothing would, I couldn't let it flow.
Right, right.
I really couldn't.
You could probably let it flow when you didn't have a tape recorder in front of you. It would, but when you put the tape recorder or you sit down with a pad and paper,
There it goes.
It's gone. Yeah,
It's gone.
Yeah.
And so when Patrick came home to help me after Robert became very ill, and he wasn't able to, help me in the store any longer.
Right. Robert McCall, for years, if when you came into Fertitta, Agatha helped you with your sandwich and your food, and you checked out with Robert. Yeah.
Well, Robert was such a big, big help, and
Wonderful guy.
wonderful guy. I miss him terribly, but
Yeah.
for 28 years we ran the store together.
Right,
And
right.
of course, Patrick was gone, and he was in ministry, and some of that time he was in
seminary. For 5 years, and so I was actually gone for about 12 years.
Right. You are an ordained Lutheran pastor.
Yeah, ordained Lutheran minister, but resigned from my call, sort of, I guess you could call me retired pastor at this point, but back home working in the deli and helping with everything, kind of slid right into the spot that Robert used to run, and that was the register. So
Glad you decided to.
well, it was an easy decision. I mean, God tells us to honor our father and mother.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely. We are visiting with Agatha Fertitta McCall and Patrick Fertitta today. New book. It's called Sicilian Soul Food, A Legacy of Love. You can get it on Amazon. But I got a better idea. Come Saturday, October 5th, between 2 and 4. Plenty of copies available right here. And I think we can talk Agatha into signing a copy for you. The Reverend Patrick may sign a copy if you like to.
That'll decrease the value of the book.
There you go. We're talking to Agatha and Patrick today here on Strategies for a Living, and we got more to come. Stay with us here on Strategies. Hey, let's talk about the Robinson Film Center. I say it a lot. There's no place like the Robinson.
Absolutely, there is not.
617 Texas Street, downtown Shreveport. You've got so much. You got the movies. You got Abby Singer's Bistro on the second floor of RFC, open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Newly remodeled.
Absolutely. Great menu. RobinsonFilmCenter.org is the way you check it all out. You can go to RobinsonFilmCenter.org at any time and find out what movies are showing. Here's the deal. You want to join the crowd, join the fun, become a member. When you become a member, you become a star. You get discounts on movies, you get concession upgrades, you get bistro deals. RFC, 617 Texas Street in downtown Shreveport. I'll say it again. There's no place like the Robinson.
There is not, and I'm glad we have one right here.
Absolutely. The RobinsonFilmCenter.org.
Reading begins not in the classroom, but in your child's brain. I'm Donisa Walker with Learning RX Shreveport. If your child struggles to read, maybe he or she has trouble focusing or comprehending, Learning RX Shreveport offers a science solution to reading problems, working one-on-one with your child, targeting his or her reading skills. Today, call Learning RX Shreveport. Make an appointment to have your child assessed. I know you want to help your child, so does Learning RX Shreveport.
welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan, here at Fertitta's Delicatessen today. Agatha Fertitta McCall is our life strategist. Reverend Patrick Fertitta is our life strategist today. It's a special occasion coming up Saturday. Mark your calendar. This coming Saturday, October the 5th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., let's all gather for cake at Fertitta's.
For cake and Agatha.
For cake
Right?
and Agatha's book. Now look, Sicilian Soul Food is a legacy of love. And if you're into any kind of Shreveport history, any kind, you're going to want to get a copy of this book.
If you've ever had a muffy at Fertitta's.
If you've ever had a muffy at Fertitta's, if you want some rich history, well, Saturday, October 5th, this Saturday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., come on down here, look at the book. You can get the book on Amazon, but you'll save money if you'll come down and get it Saturday. You'll save $5. And I think I can talk the author into signing it for you. And so this is going to be a special day.
Yes.
75th birthday.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that you're willing to do this on your special day. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have a special day if it wasn't for all these wonderful, people that I've had in my life that have come through those doors at Fertitta's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's wax some history here, Agatha. Take us back. How did you come to, because you, and by the way, apologies to Johnny Fertitta, because I left your brother Johnny out.
Yes.
I talked about Mickey, and I talked about Joe, and I talked about you. I didn't mean to leave Johnny out.
That's okay.
Yeah, so how did it come to be the decision to I'm going to take over the store?
Well, my mom was ill in 1980. She had cancer, and we knew it wasn't going to be much longer
Right.
for her to be on the earth. And
Right.
my dad was going to close the store, and I was actually living in Massachusetts at the time. 'Cause
Really?
Patrick's daddy and I were living up there. He was in the Air Force.
Okay.
So we were stationed at Westover Air Force Base.
Right.
And so Daddy calls me up, and he says, come January 1st, 1980, this was in December
Right.
of 79, said, I'm going to close the store because your mom is sick.
Right.
And I said, well, Daddy, I really don't want you to do that. And he said, well, Agatha, I have no choice. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, let me talk it over with Rick. I said, I want to come back home.
Yeah.
And he, and if he can get stationed at Barksdale, we'll head back home, and I'll take the store over. And he says, oh, no, you can't run this store. You're a girl.
Them's fighting words.
Say that to a Sicilian woman.
Yeah.
And I said, excuse me, Daddy, what did you just say? And so he... So anyway, I talked it over with Rick, and he says, yeah, I think I can get it was time for him to re-up because he was a lifer.
Right.
And he said, if we can come, we can get back to Barksdale, you can get the store.
This will work out.
It would work out. So we talked it over, and I called Daddy, and I said, I want the store. I'm going to take the store.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't think you can run this store. I said, I think I can. And so anyway, long story short, when we got home, my mom, he was still determined that I wasn't going to get the store.
Right.
And my mom actually owned this building because it was her daddy's building.
Wow.
So anyway, and when he passed away, John Folco, actually my mother's stepfather, and when he passed away, he left it to my mom. Okay. And so she sat up in the bed as sick as she was, and she said, Sam Fertitta, who owns that building? And he said, there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
There's the Sicilian woman.
Yep.
And he says, oh, Florence, you own it. And so she said, so I want to give that building to my daughter. And she said, If she wants to run to the store, fine. If she wants to, live there, whatever she wants to, it's hers.
Yeah.
And they wrote up all the paperwork and everything to even my inheritance.
Yeah.
And she gave it to me. And January the 2nd, because we're always closed on the 1st for the holiday.
Right.
January 2nd, Agatha Fertitta owned the store.
I love it.
Wow.
I
What
love
a
it.
story.
When you were learning the ropes, if you will, because when you took over, this was still you sold the Muffies, but it was also a grocery
In a
store.
grocery store.
Yeah.
Yes. And so there was a lot to do. And I was thankful because Daddy was still here to
Right.
help me, teach me things that, I knew a lot because I was raised
You
here.
were raised
Well,
here,
and
yeah.
growing
Right.
up too, you were telling me that he would take you around and you would go with him when he would make deliveries and that sort of stuff, and you learned how to shop in ways to save money and to stretch the dollars and everything and make the store work.
Right.
So I was blessed because Daddy actually outlived Mother by 11 years.
Wow.
And so all through in those years,
Yeah.
he taught me a lot.
Yes.
And I was thankful because, I knew a lot, but I didn't know.
There are nuances of running any
Yes. Yes.
business.
Exactly.
Until you are in there.
Exactly.
You really can't know.
When
You
you-
think you know.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You do. And I learned an awful lot from Daddy. In fact, before he passed away, I never will forget, we were sitting in the store and we were talking, and I started to cry, of course, because I was very close to both my parents.
Sure.
But I said, Daddy, what am I going to do when when you go home to be with Jesus? And he said, he looked at me and he said, pretty much, well, you're a pretty strong Sicilian woman, and you've
You had
proven
the store 14 years.
I'd
by
had
that
it
time,
14
too.
years.
Yeah.
And he said, you haven't let me down yet. And he said, you're not going to let me down now. But it was hard because
Yeah.
I had already lost Mama and then,
Yeah.
losing Daddy. But I had made up my mind that I wasn't going to, and I write it in the book, and it's in there. Daddy used to say, you take the bull by the horns and you don't let go.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
Another historic fact is, Patrick, you were telling us when we were on break, this is actually the oldest restaurant in Shreveport.
Yeah, and in fact, when my great-grandfather, John Fulco, started the business, on one side of the store was the Rosebud Cafe, and the other side was the Crystal Grocery and Market.
Right.
And then
Now you're really getting into some Shreveport history.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so, we are officially the oldest restaurant in the city. And then following right behind us is Herbie K's. And they started kind of in a similar way, too. They were a packaged liquor store
But they were
and a little
grocery.
grocery
Yeah.
there for the railroad workers.
Right.
And then they started the Shrimp Buster and all of that. But that was in, 1934?
36, I believe.
Yeah.
Now, don't quote me on the years
Yeah.
there.
Right,
but,
right.
But
We're close, though. You're
yeah,
close.
But
Yeah.
so it's the two oldest restaurants in the city were Sicilian owned.
Wow. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proves how the Sicilian people are strong folks.
Strong, absolutely. Now, the Muffy, in and of itself, is a story because your father didn't start the store. Your grandfather started the store. Your great grandfather.
My great grandfather, yeah.
And so, where did the Muffy come in? What's the story there?
Oh, well, Daddy had things started changing in the neighborhood back in the 60s because they were having to upgrade these shotgun houses and stuff, which Grandpa owned several of them.
And there were, if you remember, if you were here in the 60s and you came down Fairfield Hill up and down, and they literally called them shotgun houses.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. And so, but that's kind of when HUD came in and they were wanting to upgrade everything, which was a good thing for people.
Yeah.
But, of course, that left them leaving our shotgun houses that Grandpa owned, and so they were kind of emptied. And so Daddy, the neighborhood, when you didn't have any customers, you didn't have any business.
Right,
you know?
right.
So Daddy went down to New Orleans, and he went and started talking to some different people about bringing some muffaletta bread to Shreveport.
Right.
And selling it just frozen because you didn't have anything like that in Shreveport.
Right.
And the funny thing is that Daddy wanted just to sell the bread, and one day
that was the original idea, was just to bring the bread here.
The muffaletta bread.
Yeah.
And one day Mom had gone to a funeral, and my brothers and I were in school, and Daddy decided to make him a sandwich on that muffaletta bread. So he toasted it because it had been frozen, and he made him a sandwich. And there was a gentleman from United Gas Building, which is now the State Building,
Right.
came in to buy some olives and cheeses and different things, and Daddy said, try this piece of sandwich that I made here. He said, it's like, a New Orleans muffaletta, but not exactly, because I had to heat the bread, and they don't heat theirs.
They don't do that down there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, of course, Daddy, it was a staple around here to have olive mix, because Grandma always made it. We always kept it, so he threw it on there. And the gentleman ate it, and he said, Mr. Fertitta, that's the best sandwich I've ever eaten in my life. And he said, you need to start making sandwiches. And so Daddy said, no, I don't want to make these sandwiches. Well, this was in December of 1959. So this gentleman goes to a Christmas party that night that was a company party,
Right.
United Gas. And he tells all these people about this wonderful place.
And back in the day, United Gas, that building was absolutely packed full of people.
Packed with people. So he tells them all about this place down at the foot of Fairfield Hill that sold muffalettas.
Oh, wow.
So on Monday morning, my mom's here, and these people come in for lunch, and my mother says, we don't make sandwiches.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
And they said, no, we want a muffaletta sandwich. And it just kind of escalated because Daddy said, well, whether we like it or not, we're in the sandwich business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
demand's here. We're going to supply.
That's right. And so it started, every day they would come in. And
Agatha, what a story.
It was just strictly, by chance. This happened.
What an incredible story. What an incredible story. And, there are some parallels between what happened to you and Patrick, what has happened to you and both of y'all's journey. I want to talk a little bit about that when we come back. Folks, the book is Sicilian Soul Food. I hope you can come down Saturday between 2 and 4 here at Fertitta's and celebrate Agatha's 75th birthday. Get a copy of Sicilian Soul Food, her new book. It's a legacy of love. You'll save $5 if you come on and get one, and you'll get it signed. So come down and join us here Saturday between 2 and 4. And we'll come back and tell more stories here on Strategies for Living today with Agatha Fertitta McCall and Patrick Fertitta, our life strategists today here on Strategies for Living. Be right back. Dealing with stress, pain, feel like you're running out of options? When your life is balanced, wellness is a given. True wellness is holistic. It's about the mind, the body, and the spirit, all in balance. Now, there's a place right here in Shreveport that's all about helping us achieve peak mental, emotional, and physical health. The Balanced Life, 117 Kings Highway, right next door to Strawn's. Come see and feel the difference getting your life in balance can be. Many of your friends and neighbors have already learned the difference less stress and pain mean in their lives. You can book a discovery session right now online, thebalancedlife.us. All you've got to lose is stress, pain, or maybe both. Come see and feel for yourself the real difference balanced wellness makes. The Balanced Life Wellness Center, 117 Kings Highway in Shreveport, next door to Strawn's, thebalancedlife.us. And welcome back. Welcome back into 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, are you learning your history? Are you taking notes over there? Learning history?
Yeah, absolutely. When we have Shreveport legends here.
Absolutely.
And Sicilian Shreveport legends.
There you go. Underscore the Sicilian Shreveport legends. And those are Agatha Fertitta McCall. You know Fertitta's Delicatessen. Fairfield Hill in Shreveport. And Patrick Fertitta. And we're celebrating Agatha's brand new book. It is called Sicilian Soul Food, A Legacy of Love. if you are into Shreveport, if you are into Shreveport history, if you are into any of that, you're going to want this book. Now, I tell you, the easy way to get the book is to come Saturday. Join us 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. this coming Saturday. Don't come ready for a muffin. Come ready for birthday cake, because it's Agatha's 75th birthday.
I'm not going to make her work.
And you can't make her work on her
No.
birthday. And we can't talk Mickey and Joe into it, so, we just have to do what we got to do, right?
I suppose.
Yeah. But we're going to have a stack of books, and the books will be for sale. You can get the book on Amazon, but come here Saturday, save a few bucks, and get Agatha to sign a copy of it. Trust me, believe me, you're going to want, if you at all are into Shreveport history, you're going to want a copy of Sicilian Soul Food. Patrick, when you were on, you were sharing with us, the last time you came on Strategies, you were actually sharing with us the history of the sandwich. And your dad went, and Agatha told the story last segment, to bring the muffaletta bread here, and then the sandwich came to be, your grandfather rather, and then, but so why is it called the Muffy?
Yeah, so simple reason, it's economics. Everything comes back to economics. He couldn't afford the neon on the sign to say home of the muffaletta, so he shortened it to Muffy.
I love it.
And my Uncle Joe, who had just finished up his MBA
Right.
at LSU.
Right.
And he said, you've got something there with a unique name and everything, you ought to trademark it. And so my grandfather trademarked it. So the funny thing about this is that you can only get a Muffy here at Fertitta's.
You can get muffalettas a
anywhere
lot
else
of places.
because that is not trademarked.
Trademarked, yeah.
Muffy is a trademarked sandwich.
Of the Fertitta family,
Yeah.
and it's right here at Fertitta's. It's the only place that you can get a true Muffy.
That's right.
I love it. There's a lot of parallels between your life, Agatha, and Patrick, your life. It's almost scary sometimes, the number of parallels,
it's
right?
Very, very odd. Very, very peculiar situations. But as my mom was saying, she came back to Shreveport because my grandmother was
Ill,
about to pass away.
Right.
And that's what brought me back, was because my stepfather being ill, and he was, about to go meet Christ and be with him. And so those two things brought us both back to the store here. But where it gets really odd is that the year my grandparents took the store over was in 1949. That was the year my mom was born. The year my mom took the store over was 1980, which is the year I was born. And so it's kind of funny that not only were we born in the same years that they took it over, but the same reasons brought us back.
I love it.
Yeah. Did those parallels bring y'all closer together? Being able to share that story?
No.
Don't lie, you love me. Come on.
Oh, was that a trick question?
Patrick is, of course, he moved back upstairs with me, and bless his heart, he's in the front part of the house, and I'm in the back part of the house, and because it's 4 bedrooms and
Big house up there.
a big house,
Yeah.
and.
I call the front part of the house my little apartment.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So when we get upstairs at night, he just goes in, and there's French doors there, and he just locks it.
He goes to his apartment, you go to yours.
I've got the front 3 rooms of the house. Well, technically, I've got 2 rooms in the front of the house because my sister has yet to move some of the furniture out of her old room so that I can have it. But eventually, she'll get around to it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so our lives are sometimes it's
The
like
parallels are odd, but yeah.
sometimes it's good because Patrick says, "Mom, I've been with you all day. Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
It's good. It's good though to be here as well because, again, like I said, she was like my grandfather was about to close the store.
Right.
When she came back home, she was about to close the store when I came
When you
back
came back home, yeah.
And so now I'm here to help support her in running the store.
If you end up with the store, you're fourth generation.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
And then there's a fifth generation. My sister's children.
Yep.
So they're coming right.
And
back
they
up.
very much have grown up
Oh, yeah.
running
Well,
around
they're growing
in
up right
the
here,
store.
Yeah.
Yes,
They're growing up in
yes.
here too.
I
They're going
love
to do
it.
some commercials for me eventually for the Italian sausage.
Yeah, you've got a brand new, unique Italian sausage
Yes,
that
made
happens
with-
to have a
made with
little alligator.
meat. Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a first of its kind. There's been a lot of firsts that have come out of Fertitta's Deli, the first restaurant in
Right.
the city of Shreveport, the first imported food store
Right.
in the city of Shreveport, the first catering service in the city of Shreveport, and now we've got the first alligator Italian sausage that is on the market to be able to purchase.
I think that's wonderful. I think it's wonderful.
Patrick, he wrestles those alligators.
Yeah. Nobody knows about the little swamp behind us. No, they're farm raised. They're farm raised.
There you go. There you go. What? And I know, Agatha, this is about more than selling sandwiches. This is about more than making olive mix, and it's all made with love.
Yes.
I mean, you were telling me Saturday was an olive mix day. You made a ton of it. That
Yes.
you know that, and so. But it's about the love that you pass on to your customers. What
And
is
that's how she came up with the title. We were talking about it that day, and it's so much more than just feeding sandwiches to
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
We feed their souls.
You
Yeah.
feed-
And
yeah.
And the
she
community.
truly feeds
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
souls.
Yeah.
It's amazing because we'll get, of course, being a family business, and people come in and we just treat everyone like they're our family. And,
Absolutely, 'cause they are.
They
Mind ya.
are. They are, absolutely. And like we'll get people come in and they'll say, they know we're a very strong Christian family, and they'll say, like, my son's been sick. Would y'all say, remember him in your prayers?
Yeah.
We
And I'll-
prayed for people right there. We
we
had
have.
sandwiches in the
We
oven that
have.
were about to
Absolutely.
burn, and she's over there praying.
Praying.
Run into the oven. So.
All right, now I got to tell people, if you are hankering now, we may have some people's mouths watering right now for some muffies. Okay, so if you want to, go ahead and come down Thursday or Friday, get you a muffy. But if you do that, promise me that you'll come back down here on Saturday, October the 5th, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. No muffies, but plenty of birthday cake available,
We
and
wouldn't have
lots
the Muffy without her.
lots of books because you can get a copy and you can save money on your copy of Sicilian Soul Food, A Legacy of Love, Agatha Fertitta's McCall's brand new book, and you're going to love it. And we'll be back here from Fertitta's Delicatessen here on Strategies for Living. Be right back. You're going to see the difference. When you go to Azalea Cleaners, you'll hear about it too. Azalea Cleaners has been fine dry cleaning since 1958, plus laundry, alterations and repairs, comforters, wedding gown cleaning and restoration. You'll hear about it from your friends because they'll see it too. They'll notice the Azalea difference. Azalea is convenient. 732 Azalea Drive, 9220 Ellerby Road, and 9227 Mansfield Road. Plus, the front door of your home or business with Azalea's delivery on demand. Just text SETUP to 249-8283, and Azalea will pick up your clothes and deliver them back clean and fresh to you. You can't get closer than that. That's the Azalea difference. You'll notice it right away. Others will too. The Azalea difference. Fine dry cleaning since 1958. Text SETUP to 249-8283 and get the Azalea difference. AzaleaCleaners.com. And welcome back. Welcome back into 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillan, David McMillan with Agatha Fertitta McCall, the author of Sicilian Soul Food. What does that sound like to hear? The author of Sicilian Soul Food. Doesn't that sound great?
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't wait to write another book.
Oh, I love it. Hey, folks, come celebrate with Agatha this coming Saturday between 2 and 4 p.m. And celebrate with Patrick Fertitta. He's here with us, too. And everybody's going to be down here
My
on...
sister should be here, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
And hopefully...
And the kids.
Hopefully there'll be a
fifth
full
generation,
house.
yeah.
Full house on Saturday.
Whole family and extended community family.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Got a
Absolutely.
cake that'll feed 100 folks.
All right.
There you go. So, everybody come down, get a piece of cake, get a book, save some money on the book. I probably need to warn folks that if you take the book back home and if you're like me and you read at night, well, you're probably going to lose some sleep because there's a lot of history in here.
Yes.
Agatha Fertitta McCall, I've got to say to you, Patrick, you too, I got to say thank you.
Oh, thank
you
you.
for on behalf
Not
of
enough
all
to
of
say
us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for preserving, and Patrick, thank you for preserving this piece of Shreveport history.
Thank you.
And how special.
And all the lives you've touched throughout the years.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just thrilled that I was able to carry on the tradition.
As are we all.
This is our own little time machine in Shreveport.
I love it.
You
is,
step
yeah.
back in time.
And I would sing happy birthday to you, but the manager of the station pays me not to sing, so I'll forgo the happy
Saturday.
birthday. But I'll come Saturday.
Saturday, yeah.
Saturday I'll sing to you. Folks, join us Saturday. This coming Saturday between 2 and 4. Come get your copy of the book. Come visit Agatha. Eat a piece of birthday cake. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at Fertitta's Delicatessen. Thank you for being here with us today on Strategies for Living. And we appreciate our sponsors making it all possible. The Robinson Film Center and Azalea Cleaners and Pintail Roofing and Learning RX and the Balanced Life Wellness Center. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call that you could make, who would you call? What would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call for Agatha Fertitta McCall, for Patrick Fertitta, for Lauren Leon McMillan. I'm David McMillan. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.